your life with a passion? Life with a passion, when we embrace it, we tend to have a dream in our mind. And when we tend to have that dream in our mind, we want to get into a journey in life that is positive. And the feeling, when it's a positive feeling, it is within us. So at that moment when we feel the positivity, we want to feel that we know that when we persevere through our problems, we are persevering through everything called obstacles in life. When embarrassing times in life are obstacles, we want to say to ourselves, oh, we don't want to do this. We want to know that we can have that ability to push forward with determination. Embracing life with a passion, we have to follow what our hearts desire to make the lives content and complete. When life feels complete, we feel secure. And security is what we need in everything in life. And when we're not secure, we feel overwhelmed. And sometimes it even leads to depression. Life feels complete when we feel not only secure, but we are overwhelming ourselves with the worry now that we are able to feel not overwhelmed, but guilt and shame and fear are also over the situation with what we want to do, and that is overcome them to maybe able to feel complete. To allow yourself to feel secure, one must embrace life with a passion. And when we embrace it again, life with a passion in everything we do is also content. We want to know that our life can be content. When embracing life with a passion and being content also, some of the stages a person may want to follow are one stage. The stage one that I want to learn from, and maybe you do too, is fear not the obstacles in life and embrace them as they come. Stage two, learn from your obstacle in your life and know you will be wiser and more knowledgeable in many of ways the next time one of the trials in your life occurs. Stage three, have a passion, like the title says. Have a passion to set forth your spirit, your mind, and your emotions, not in a negative, but in a positive way. And also, stage four, be determined to tell yourself you will never give up and always succeed. And when I say that, when I say to you, I say it to myself too. You will never give up and you will always succeed. I want to give an example of myself to the fact that I want you to know how to never give up and always succeed in a trial maybe in your life. About 2 weeks ago it was, I was in a CVS going and getting medication. What did I find myself but sitting on the floor having an epileptic seizure? Me and Epi, I call him Mrs. Epi, and I said, Epi, why are you here? You don't need to be with me now. So all I can say was my Epi friend was around. And when she was around, well, I knew there was trouble. And having her made me feel as though I needed to embrace my life at that point with passion. Now, in the fact that I know that it's not a pretty thing to go through, it's a determined situation to also feel that you are not only being paid attention to, but you are also being given 100% attention from everybody around. And that feels a little bit shakiness. It feels a little bit embarrassing. It may feel even a little bit humbling. I'm not sure how it would make you feel, but to me, I feel a little bit overwhelmed, but in the end, I feel good about it because I feel I have overcame obstacles of fear, anxiety, worry, stress, and overwhelmingness. Situations like a seizure can be very embarrassing to many, but when I step out in that embarrassment and I step away from it and I say, you're not going to worry me, Effie, I'm going to step forward with determination and be there when I can, regardless of pain. I'm not going to let the pain push me. Pain is something we all go through in life, and circumstances being what it can cause depression. Depression is a very hard thing for many of us people, especially the working world today. And when you think about it, in a sickness, depression can be very hard to overcome. For when we want to overcome it, we are going through all these little avenues of having to say, now do I have faith to do this, or do I have faith to do that? And when we want to have that faith, we want to jump out into it as much as possible, as soon as possible. Well, I have faith always with the people all around me, helping me in circumstances like an epileptic seizure. 2 weeks ago, when the seizure occurred, I looked around me, and all I could see were the hustle and the bustle and the worry and all that other thing of those stages that I could see those people being through, helping me. But here I, the person who had the seizure, I'm now in a position where I am just sitting still and narrowing my limitations. My limitations to only being in one position. And that, my friends, is embracing my life with a passion. Because the passion in that situation is not only given.
In giving this evaluation, I hope that I'm at the top of my game using some scrumdiferous words to help describe this evaluation. Mr. Evaluator and Toastmasters, and of course Marcia. First of all, great job, fantastic. I remember seeing you the very first time. You were like shaking mightily. But like a couple, and your conversation, you come out very nice. These are just small things. I hope you don't take them too personally. When you talk, you start off with nice energy at the beginning and kind of waned until it got to the very end. And it was a little monotone the entire time. I'd like to see you work on a little bit more highs and lows. I felt cheated a little bit. Most speeches, I know it's only your fourth speech, so you're still doing a great job. You literally stood and, I know you're shaking, but you were kind of just like reading the whole thing right from the very beginning. And that took away from the audience's contact from you. So when you relate to each person and actually look them in the eye, about the middle towards the end, you actually got up and you started looking at us. And that's when I felt like you were connecting with all the audience. So when you do that, it works great. You look fantastic today, by the way. One of the things you also need to do is, I know this is kind of intimidating sometimes, but you got to keep an eye on your time because unfortunately you didn't qualify because you went a little bit over. You shared what happened to you inside, a very tender moment, a very touching, a real life situation. That I really appreciated because not everyone's willing to put themselves out there and do that. What else did I put down real quick? Oh, one other thing. This goes for everybody, not just for her. We need to start bringing in our introductions to give to the Toastmaster prior to. Okay, both the young ladies are great speakers, but give them so we have a clue of what you're talking about. I had it because I was your evaluator, but the rest of the people I believe would like to see that as well. One of the things also with Dora did a little bit more, but you kind of just went back and forth for no apparent reason. Just back and forth for no apparent. Now you had 4 points earlier in your speech. I would like you to go point number 1, and then maybe give it to this side. Point number 2, then go to this side. This way it breaks it up. Instead of going just the same monotone, go ahead and pause. It's okay to pause. But other than that, I thought you did a fantastic job. You're building on your skills. I appreciate what you're doing. Mr. Evaluator.